Trek Yellow Springs, Season 2, Episode 12, labeled Mine Enemy. I'm supposed to go to the lithium mine, find out more about what potentially the Remans are doing with the Thalaron weapons. Apparently this Obisek has plans to launch an attack with these weapons, but we don't know where. There's a Ferengi businessman on the lithium mine that we need to talk to. He might have information useful to our situation. Of course, Ferengi always deal with deals. Alright, we don't have an exact location on this moon, so we'll check all the moons. There are 3 moons in this area. Start with the closest one and work our way up. Okay, let's hail this moon. Oh, perfect. Orion's. I took out your main boss. Well, one of your main bosses anyway. So you guys don't scare me. Okay, it's not that moon then. So let's go ahead and check the second moon. Oh, don't worry about these little fragments. They can't do any harm to me. Difficult, yes. Impossible, I don't think so. Let's go to the last moon. That's our only chance. Otherwise, we hit a dead end. Go to all stop. So I guess we found Madron. So limit our weight teams, alright. Well, I'll need a security specialist, so yeah, I'll bring him down with me. We don't want to seem too threatening. What are you doing here? Yeah, I heard about Veronat. What kind of work do you do? Well, given your skill set, I could arrange a grant of asylum for you aboard my ship. Very well then. Guess I got myself a new duty officer. Which is basically what I have the assignments for, mostly. I have different variations of duty officers, from tactical to security to even prisoners, but believe it or not. And I got a good chain of assignments from different commendations. All I do basically is just pick an assignment, assuming I have the right kind of people for it, and it'll give me a success to failure ratio, and then I plug the assignment. Right now I'm running 14 assignments right now, so I don't need any more. But at least now you know that you can do duty officers. Here's another refugee. Your brother? Maybe I can help. How long has he been missing? Why isn't it not safe to be in the mine? Is there anything else I should know? I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Who would want to live on a world, well, on a moon like this? Another refugee. Jolan True. Which is the Romulan equivalent of saying hello. Have you always lived here? I'm sorry for your situation. This Madron that you're dealing with, could you tell me a little bit more about him? Can't say otherwise. What can you tell me about this area? I see. Yeah, I was made aware of this by another refugee. Have you seen anyone suspicious around here? I see. Thank you for your time. I can't grant asylum to all these refugees, unfortunately. I guess I was lucky enough to that one was able to ask me. But I know I'm going to probably get the same thing from all the other refugees, so I'm going to go ahead and talk to Madron. I have an idea that he's just going to be all in it for himself, but I need information and I need it now. Of course, I've heard you are an excellent source of magnesite. What makes your mine better than the others in any other sector? Alright then. Do you have any information more about the mines themselves? Thanks, but I'd like to talk to the miners first. Don't worry, I just have a few questions before we conduct any business. I'll be back when I'm done. Alright, let's question the miners. According to my map, there are 3 miners I can question. This is another situation where your specialty will come into play, whether you're a tactical specialist, an engineering specialist, or a science specialist, so I only need to talk to one. The drill operator, I'm betting you, is for engineering, so I'll go to him. Well, and these are the Wargulls. Not your average puppy, I can tell you that much. See if I can get. Oh yeah, look at the teeth on those things. And the good thing is those are domesticated. Imagine what an actual one would do to you. Yeah, that one's for tactical. This one up there was for science, so this one has to deal with engineering, so I'll talk to him. Well, I'm an engineering specialist. Is there anything I can do to help? Me personally, I don't. But my character does, so sure, I'll help you. Go on. Alright, I'll talk to these people and see if I can get the parts you need. And so basically I got 3 areas I gotta look at. Let's start over here. Yeah, I don't know anything about laser induction coils, personally, but my character does. Oh, perfect. I would rather deal with a mathematical problem than having to deal with an engineering problem, so the question is, how do you avoid breaking your drill bits when you hit a pocket of magnesite? Okay. I'm just going to flat out guess on this one. Okay, then may I try again? You would think, being an engineering expert, I would know this question, but I don't really. So I apologize if I'm getting all these answers wrong. It's just I don't honestly know the answer. So I'm just going to do a trial and error, basically. See, there I go. Thank you. I want to give everyone a heads up. If I have to answer one of those questions again, I am once again sorry that I don't answer them correctly the first time. Maybe what I'll do, considering that the question doesn't really change that much, is the next time if I ever play this mission with another character, I'll write down what it was. That way I can be certain to get the right answer. Thank you for your cooperation. Just one more. Oh great, now we gotta catch this miner. Was it her? Nope. I'm not here for a Mandarin. I'm here for an extra part. No, he didn't send me. Thank you. Sorry to bother you. Let's go back to the drill operator, give him his parts. I wish there was more I could do for you, but Federation law says unless you ask me personally, I can't do anything about it. It's called the Prime Directive. Thank you for the information. I hope you achieve your quota this month. Now let's go back to Madron. Very well. I'll take that information to heart. Alright, I'm going into the mine. He told me there were thugs there that wanted to protect their area of the mine. Well, luckily for me, I came prepared. Besides, I've dealt with thugs before on Nimbus 3. You might say I have a talent for dealing with thugs. So this is a dilithium mine, huh? A Romulan miner. Well, sir, I would like to enter this area. I'm very likable. Just ask Madron. Well, that's strange. He suggested that you provided him with information as well as with magnesite ore. I'm not here for the magnesite. I was told that there was someone here I could deal with discreetly. Are you that person or not? Well, for starters, people looking to sell ore usually don't have secured caves with guards giving out complimentary interrogations to anyone who gets near it. Thank you. See, there was an option right there. I could have killed him, but because of my diplomacy rank, which I'll show everyone real quick, because this I got from doing all those diplomatic missions. I am a diplomatic rank 4, which is ambassador. So, because I'm diplomatic rank 4, some missions that I do will have an extra option to bring up. Oh, that's great. It says defeat hostile Romulans. Do they mean a group? Yep. Well, it's better than what the alternative was, which was I could have dealt with the guard. Alright, let's examine the campsite. Alright, then what do you suggest? Alright, then let's activate the pressure plates. Okay, let's open this hidden door. Now that's unusual.
I give the orders here, Commander. You are out of line.
With all due respect, sir, there's a difference between protecting the Empire from her enemies and provoking
There is much here you cannot understand, Jack. The Remans need to know their place. As do you. I will not forget your insubordination, Commander. The Tal Shiar has no place for officers who cannot follow orders. I'll be in the command center.
Colonel! They were civilians! Their blood is on our hands!
Get used to it. There will be more. Speaking of which, why don't you clean out the brig before you become a resident there?
Hakeev. Alright. Apparently this is a Romulan secret base. Can't sound the alarm when you're knocked out. Let's access some of these consoles. It's an old style listening post. They're keeping tracks on the True Way activity. Let's see what they're saying. Observed from holofeed on Cardassia Prime. The top of console petitions Federation to fund Lucarian city infrastructure projects. 47 injured in bombing at University of Chulat. True Way claims responsibility for attack. The top of console passes bill allowing Cardassian government to seize assets of persons convicted of terrorist activity. Counselor Miriam O'Connor resigns. Starfleet sending advisors to Cardassia Prime to advise government on security issues. Counselor Ibala introduces resolution calling for Cardassia to apply for Federation membership. Bill stalls in committee. Ministry of Trade extends agreements with the Ferengi to market Cardassian-made transport vessels and phaser banks. Ooh. So that's where the True Way is probably getting their weapons. Oh boy, they are even tracking Borg activity. Three words. Simplistic. Resistance is futile. The Borg calling card. Obviously. Oh, they got logs from Starfleet activity. Observed from a captured holofeed in Earth space dock. Captain Sulu has applied for transfer to the front lines of the Klingon conflict. Admiral Quinn under medical care for heart condition. Intercepted Starfleet medical records indicate that the condition is fully treatable and not a suitable target for exploitation. 7th Fleet entered neutral zone as part of a routine series of exercises. Franklin Drake heading extended operation in Idriani system. Starfleet Command considers new tactics in conflict with True Way. Starfleet intelligence concerned with rise in war profiteering by independent Ferengi and Dupitarians. Okay. And they even got some in Klingon activity. Served from holofeeds on Kronos. Chancellor Jempak facing increasing challenges from members of High Council loyal to House of Martok. Alliance between House of Jempak and House of Duras is weak. Situation is highly exploitable. Recommend we seek agents on Kronos. Many members of discommoded House of Torg have been absorbed into House of Duras. KDF leadership angered by High Council mandate to work more closely with Klingon intelligence. Fikiri forces in region massing under new leadership. Mulaney Dion seeing entering home of Drex, son of Martok. Goran pushed for representative on High Council, rejected. See who else they're spying on. Let's take a look at the Romulan activity, spying on their own people. Observed from holofeed on red are 3. Increased power use in Royal Palace indicates that lower levels may be in use. Senator Schembeck is accepting bribes in exchange for slowing progress on trade agreements. Hirogen representatives meet with Sela. Riemann representative removed from Senate chamber. Opposition leader Teton assassinated. 3 reunification proponents arrested. Agents for Sela meet with Trueway leaders near Badlands. Okay, let's check out the Tewa Day activity. Archaeological activity indicates that a recent excavation has revealed an unexpected high-value find. Attempts to capture colonists of punitive Molarihan meeting with resistance from mixed forces. Federation Starbase 234 engaging in defensive training exercises. Long-range social destabilization of Akamarian culture underway. Tholian activity correlated with temporal anomalies near Ezra Nebula. Cloaked assets monitoring construction of listening posts in Jurat system. Was there another console I could activate? See who else they're spying on. Janik is fighting with Hakiv again. Hakiv takes shuttle and leaves base for 2 days. Long-range sensors mark his progress in neutral zone. 6 miners held for questioning. Chief Medical Officer reports 2 cases of Levidium flu. 6 encrypted messages sent from Colonel Hakiv's console to unknown recipient. Recommend that the transmissions be investigated further. Oh, there's a doorway here. Alert security? I don't think so. Anyone else? Let's access these consoles. Journal entry 448532. We are drilling near when we broke through a wall into a chamber that hadn't appeared on our scans. Blasted magnetic, it blocks everything. Sensors, tricorders are all useless. The chamber is large and should be suitable for an expansion of the base. There were several spherical orbs in it. We have yet to determine the nature of these orbs, but Janek thinks they are pretty. She kept one for her quarters. I've asked permission to study the orbs. They remind me of a Federation report I read once. I can't remember the details, but it had something to do with the Janus system. They told me about those orbs. Let's access this console. Journal entry 846512. Ensign Krimin is dead. Hakiv ordered him to explore the tunnels. We found organic remains, and his fully discharged disruptor was nearby. It looked like he had been melted. I think we should wall off this section of the mine and not disturb the creature down here. 6 people have already died, 5 were miners and therefore expendable. But Krimin showed promise. I know that in time he would have been a fine officer. I've asked Colonel Hakiv to request reinforcements. If he's determined to kill people exploring this mine, let him kill recruits. Okay. Let's find out what's going in this mine. Ooh. Someone was burned. And there's some of those spherical orbs. What kind of a creature? Oh, there's another one. Okay, let's access further inward. There's the creature. trying to kill it. But they can't. From what I was told, that creature can't be killed. It's a Horta. Let me try to communicate with it. No kill I. Message is burned deep into the floor of the chamber. Acid sizzles from around the edges of the letters. So it's saying, don't kill me. I have no intention of killing it. For those of you who are not familiar, the Horta are a very interesting kind of species in the fact that they can burrow through solid rock with their acidy goo. In fact, here's an example of what they can do. And if you're wondering what the connection between the Horta and these spheres are, well, let me just say that they're eggs. So, given time, these spheres, when they hatch, will develop new Horta. I have no hostilities toward the Horta. However, there is a chance that it's these people that it killed were either soldiers of the Romulan Empire or unfortunate miners. You can almost make out the skeleton on that thing. So I'll leave the Horta to its bidding. I got more important business to handle, like finding the commander's access code. Ooh, and I missed that one right there. Oh, if you see it right there, an assignment was just completed on my duty officers. And I got a success for it. Audit application credentials of geologist. As you can see, the final outcome was a success. Recommendation was politely received and acknowledged as useful. My rewards, I get 5 dilithium ore, 490 energy credits, 68 science experience points, 206 experience points themselves, and 183 expertise points. So I go ahead and collect my rewards. And then I look at the commendations again and see what else I could do. Because there's a lot of things in here, but the point is you have to have the right officer, and it has to be available. Like this one. Participate in Ambu Jitsu tournament. Critical is a 14. Success ratio is 68%. Failure is only 3%. Disaster, 14%. But I'll take my chances. Same thing with this one. Tridimensional chess. And this one. But I think you all get the point. So I don't need to worry about that. But at least now new players will look at it and say, hey, I know what that meant.
I almost feel sorry for you, but I have my own neck to worry about. I'll be joining you in there soon enough. If Hakeev has his way, we all will.
It's nice to know that she has somewhat of a heart, but still. Let me get these people out of here. Now someone's going to probably say, what about your prime directive? Well, any other time, yeah, I wouldn't deal with it, but we're talking about the Romulans here, and they're holding people against their will. So let's talk to the commander and get those access codes. Yeah, forget about talking. Thaleron mine. Oh good, she surrenders. Well, considering she's outgunned... Commander Jennick, let's have a word.
Enough! I surrender. I value my life more than the Tal Shiar's secrets. I'll tell you anything you want to know. But first you must tell me why you are here and what you want.
Why I'm here? Why does the Riemann Resistance want to destroy this base?
The Riemanns know about this base? Impossible. Only the leadership of the Tal Shiar know we're here. The Empress herself couldn't find us. I don't believe you. But it makes no difference. This is not a military installation. We listen and record here, nothing more. There are many targets those Riemann scum would find much more tempting.
I'll need more than your word that this base is as harmless as you say.
Colonel Hakiv will want my blood for this, but take my security code. You can use it to access the control room. You'll find everything you're looking for there.
Thank you, Commander. Once again, there was an option to talk to her or kill her, but because of my diplomacy rank, I decided to talk to her. Any other time, I might have been forced to kill her, but it would have been in self-defense. So don't think I'm a cold-blooded murderer. Between my security officer and these captured miners, I got a good force right here. I mean, it's nothing compared to having my full awake team with me, but anytime that your forces have weapons on them is a good thing. Colonel!
How did you find this place? What else do you know? No matter. You won't be revealing anything to your superiors. It's disappointing I cannot give you a proper interrogation. But I have much to do and little time. The self-destruct sequence has begun. This base will be your tomb.
The field went down. Search the database for any records. Okay, we got the records. All of you, come with me. We're getting out of this mine. Almost there. All right, let's get out of here. Take a lift to the surface. Okay. Madrin has a little bit of explaining to do. And I'm kind of in a ticked off mode. If there's one thing I hate being done is duped into a trap. So, Madrin, what have you got to say for yourself? You're mine, huh? Well, there was an infestation of Tal Shiar spies in there. Guess what? I just fumigated it. Okay, Madrin, stop with the lies. I know you knew who and what was down there. Do you know anything about what they recently discovered? And don't lie to me. Alright then. Been a real help, Madron. Take care of those miners, or I'll be back. And this time, I'll be back with more people. Alright then. Yellow Springs 2 to beam up. I gotta go to my ready room and access these files. Which means, for all of you wondering, you get to see my bridge again. If you haven't seen it from the first couple episodes, I apologize. Okay, let's visit Starship Bridge. And that's another thing too about this game. Depending on the ship you have, you'll get a special unique bridge. Being that my ship is an Odyssey class ship, it had a specialty bridge for it personally. Although Odyssey class ships have variations of bridges, but I picked the one I liked. Unfortunately, I can't give you a grand tour because for some odd reason this game doesn't give you the whole interior. But here's my bridge. Take a look at that view screen. Beats anything that an HD TV 80-inch would do. Obviously. Here's my captain's chair. And the officer I was down there with just recently, here he is. Got a lot of stations. And then of course I've got this particular beauty picture right here. Picture of the USS Yellow Springs. And without further ado, this is my ready room. Here's something interesting. I set up these trophies personally because that ship right here, that's a Miranda class. It was the first ship I ever commanded. It was the USS Calvin. Basically what happened was I was on a training exercise after I graduated from the academy, and I was set up with a captain here who was in command of the Calvin. I was the temporary first officer. My captain was killed in a conflict with the Klingons during a battle, and he gave me command of the ship. So that was my first command. This ship here was actually, if you think about it, from a long, long time ago. You might even say it was the first USS Yellow Springs. Not A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, or J. So I keep that as a memory. My first command and the first Yellow Springs. So anyway, let's get back to accessing these files. 5 files uploaded. 3 communication files, 1 personal file, and 1 of unknown type. Let's open up this file. These activities are noted in Klingon space. Let's analyze the file structure. No anomalies. Let's cross-reference with Starfleet records. There was an inaccuracy. Faulty information. Let's change that from commendation to act of treason. Select new file. This one is activities noted in Federation space. Let's analyze the file structure. No anomalous files found. Let's cross-reference it with Starfleet records. Well, for all those of you who watched Season 1, you know that that particular piece of information is false. He wasn't retiring to the monastery at Pajim. He was exposed at Pajim. This one is from the Tal Shiar listening post. Let's analyze the file structure. Some of the number sequences don't match. Okay, this is going to be a long case, but I'm going to go ahead and guess. There we go. One more file to decode. This one's from the Romulan Senate. Analyze the file structure. Nothing there. Let's cross-reference with Starfleet records. Ambassador Jirok visits Andoria. Apparently that's false. So, where would he visit? Vulcan? Okay. Now let's open up the file. As you can see, this is how Romulan encryption is. But since I decoded some of the other messages, I'm able to apply a passkey, which will easily decrypt most of the message. Okay, let's read the message. Secret Riemann base detected in the Dara system. Listening post Hafidus has detected an increase in subspace communication and ships traveling to and from the Dara system. Analysis of the communication and ship traffic reveals patterns of obfuscation normally employed by Riemann forces. Tal Shiar forces have then intercepted a ship leaving the Dara system and captured 47 Riemann civilians. The passengers and crew were summarily executed under orders of Colonel Hakiv, but the captain and first officer were preserved for questioning. Under interrogation, the captain of the Riemann vessel provided a security key that could be used to decipher encrypted communications sent to Dara system. The decrypted messages prove that there is a base in the area of space being used by Riemann resistance. Recommendation: Tal Shiar ships should be sent to Dara system immediately to capture the base and its inhabitants. So the Tal Shiar are planning an attack on a Riemann base. I need to let Admiral Tanay know immediately. Let's signal her from my console.
The Tal Shiar records you recovered show that Hakiv and his forces have been targeting the Riemanns for months. Obasek and his followers have been driven from their homes, had their ships destroyed, and their loved ones killed or imprisoned. Some might say that Obasek's campaign against the Tal Shiar is just. However, Obasek was planning on using Thalaron weapons in the Bahar system, which would have killed hundreds of innocent civilians, as well as the Tal Shiar cell there. This is the problem with revenge. Violence and fury only create more pain and suffering.
Classic Vulcan logic. You know, I think I'm going to get myself a Horta hatchling. Okay, folks, that was episode 12. I'm going to give you a sneak peek at episode 13. Frozen.
We know from the information you recovered from the Vahar system that the Tal Shiar are planning to attack a Riemann settlement in the Dara system. We have an opportunity to reach the settlement first. This may be a completely internal matter, and if so, the Prime Directive will come into play. We will not be able to interfere, but if there is an outside influence directing these matters, we must know what it is. Our encounters with the Undine and the Changelings have proven that there are entities attempting to move the powers of the Quadrant like pieces in a cow-toe game. It is essential to protecting the Federation to see these attempts for what they are and counter them. I want you to go to the Dara system and learn more about the Riemann uprising. The Riemans will have hidden their base, so you may have to use subterfuge to find it. One more thing. I realize this is a dangerous situation and that you may be drawn into conflict, but do not antagonize the Riemans or the Romulans if you can avoid doing so. We are already at war with the Klingon Empire. I would prefer to avoid another extended conflict.
Understood, Admiral. Okay, folks, I hope you enjoyed episode 12. I will see you later for episode 13. Until then, this is Captain Chris Dorn, signing off.